All right, we're live. It's late, 12:30 East Coast time, 9:30 for me. It's not too bad. Not too bad. We have Dylan, we have Grant, Connor, Obla Weekend, not here with us. Let's start this off real quick. Tennessee. We have to recap Tennessee, Alabama real quick. Dylan, just take your victory lap.
Yeah, Tennessee, best team in the SEC. I don't know what else to say. Came out, did exactly what I expected, played no defense at all, and it ultimately came down to who got the ball last, and it was Tennessee. So we can probably slow down with all this national championship contender talk because like their defense just can't do it. It's fun to be in those conversations. But like if I think, as much as it pains me to say it, Tennessee versus Ohio State, like Ohio State's probably got that one in the bag. So, but it's fun while it lasts. They'll probably beat Georgia too, if I'm being honest with you.
No, Dylan, you need to take more of a pride than that, man. Like you've been on this team since literally the beginning of the year when we were talking about everybody. And if I'm not mistaken, I think you were also on Hooker Heisman odds. You were like, that'd be a mistake, right?
Yes, I have that one at 50-1. Now I'm really hoping that he can put it together. The regular season, if they can beat Georgia, get into the SEC championship game, that's fine. And they're a great team. Don't get me wrong. They can't. Their defense just can't do it in like a national championship game or a semifinal game, which is like in this climate, nothing to be ashamed about. You knocked off Alabama, you're probably going to knock off Georgia, but like Michigan and Ohio State, in my opinion, are just two teams that could beat Tennessee.
Did you say probably knock off Georgia?
I'm hearing a little doubt there.
Well, I was thinking about it. I didn't know they were away. I didn't know Tennessee was away against Georgia. So that's a little iffy. I see the 10.5 on the look-ahead line. I'm like, yeah, they don't have as much faith in it. But Georgia's offense is worse than Alabama's. But their defense just is better than Alabama. So it'll be an interesting game. That's in like 2 or 3 weeks, right? First week in November, maybe?
Yeah, it's soon come. It's going to be an exciting game. I mean, you've been on them the whole year. It'll be a good litmus test for your talk against Georgia, right? To kind of see where they're at as well.
Yeah, I'm kind of eating that one right now. That was a tough look.
Yeah, but also, I think Ohio State needs to get tested a little bit too. I mean, so far there's really been zero tests for them as well. So we don't know what they are either. And like I said, like it's fun in games to, put them top 1, top 2, whatever it is that everyone wants to put them in. Like their resume has not changed since Tennessee beat Alabama. Is all I'm saying. So it's kind of intriguing to me when people are trying to like now vote them more one than before. So kind of interesting there. But no, it was a fun game. Karter, I think that's 2 weeks in a row. I've been trying to call you and tell you to be on the right side of the Tennessee line, but it seems like nothing's changing there, man. I don't know what's going on.
See, I'm doing it for the people because I know if we all do it, it's going to lose. If just one of us do it, if one of us is backed out, I do it for the people. It was like Kirk Herbstreit. He picked Alabama in College Game Day just so Tennessee could win that game. If Kirk Herbstreit picks Tennessee as well, Alabama probably does not win that football game.
CarterCast has always been for the people.
That's
since
true.
day one. And I want to add in there.
That's why we're recording. It's podcasting after dark.
It's 12:30 here, boy. It's in the morning for me.
Look, we're contractually obligated by ESPN and all these other people to, at least do a couple late night ones, bro. So they have something.
Ironically, the one person that works for ESPN on this podcast is not contractually obligated, apparently.
Exactly.
I do. As we're recapping, I do just want to throw in there for all my Ohio State fans. Did not win last week. Just saying. They had a bye.
What?
They had a bye.
I'm used to it.
But they didn't win. They didn't win last week.
Oh,
Michigan won. Ohio State didn't.
Bro,
that's a tough look.
It's true. And Justin put out well for Ohio State, so all things are going in the right direction for us. Everything's trending up, and the pros as well. So we love to see it.
Last thing I'll talk about college football last week, the Bama Tennessee game, officially on the Bryce Young train. Bryce Young to the Panthers. Panthers trade McCaffrey tonight. We'll get into that a little later. I'll do a more in-depth podcast next week with our man Luke Gray. Luke Gray, British fella. Yeah, he's coming on the podcast. But anyhow, I'm on the Bryce Young train. If Bryce Young is not the quarterback, if it's the backup quarterback for Bama in that game, Tennessee might have won by 70 points. I mean, Bryce Young was doing was unbelievable. Tennessee looked so overmatched the whole game. The only reason they were in it most of the time were just dumb mistakes by Tennessee, like the fumble, scoop, and score and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right. And we've been talking about Bryce Young for a while now. Like, I don't see how he's not the number 1 overall pick. If like people that were saying CJ Stroud over him, I just don't see it. And like, I don't know if this game, like people that actually watch the game should have gotten a better idea of what Bryce Young actually is, right? Like, and compared to just like looking at the win-loss column, because like you said, like he makes that team so much better.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to say that about a Bama team, right? Because Bama has so much talent around it, but he actually is like a difference maker on that team.
The other thing too is, but he's so calm in the pocket, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's so calm. He always makes the right reads. The size is the only turnoff. The size is the only turnoff to Bryce Young, and the CJ Stroud thing. Yes, it's every quarterback's different. Like until like whatever. The Ohio State quarterback thing is real. You can't say it's not real. I know we're the number 1 Michigan podcast. I know it's not a bias. It's fact.
Play real defense. This is my message directly to CJ. Play real defense and see how it goes, because you played 2 last year. You got 2 losses, and you haven't played 1 this year yet. So,
true.
And they never pan out in the NFL. One more quick thing on the Alabama game. I do want to point out how much penalties killed them. That's their 3rd away game out of 4 where they've had over 100 penalty yards on offense. And if that doesn't happen, like, we're looking at a completely different game. We're a completely different reality where Tennessee probably doesn't win. So thank you, offensive line, who I can't remember who it was mostly on, but thank you for giving Tennessee that win.
Yeah, I mean, Alabama and BYU are pretty similar on defense, to be honest.
No, they're not, bro. No, they're not, bro.
All right, let's talk.
I love the hot take, but no.
Let's get into college football this week. It's week 8. Week 8. We're gonna preview a couple games. It's gonna be a little quicker podcast today since we're doing it very late. Very, very late. Very late. I want that emphasized. We're going to run through some of these real quick. Syracuse at Clemson, the 14th ranked Syracuse Orange playing at Clemson in Death Valley. Clemson's minus 13.5, over under 50. I'll be honest right here. I think Clemson just wins by like 50 points.
See, I'm still not completely on the Clemson train. And like 13.5.
I'm not either, but when you only beat a Syracuse team, or an NC State team at home by that, like they barely won that game, and they had a backup quarterback in that game. Otherwise, who has Syracuse played this year? They played Louisville, Connecticut, Purdue, barely beat UVA at home. Wagner doesn't count. NC State with a backup quarterback. They're the most fake 6-0 team in college football. The 14th ranked they're not going to be top 25 after they won't be top 25 after they lose to Notre Dame the following week. They're going to lose back-to-back games. I think Clemson just rolls in this one. This is a sneaky. I know it's illegal. I know it should be illegal to do this in college football. Sneaky little 10-point tease on the Clemson Tigers here.
I don't know.
Grant,
bro.
You and your daggum first half lines 7.5. I don't like that hook right there.
Yeah, if it was under 7, I'd probably hammer that. But
I was able to get 14.5 on Syracuse last Sunday, and I wouldn't take him at 13.5. That's for sure. There's just something about that many points in a conference game. Both the teams are ranked. It's like I think I'm just naturally going to side with the underdog there. I legitimately do have Syracuse. I don't have any stats on hand, but that's just a lot of points for 2 ranked teams. A lot of points, Karter.
It is a lot of points. I'm not going to take Clemson. I just think that's what happens. It's going to be a light card for me this week. Last week kind of got burned in college football, kind of got destroyed, as they say. So I'm going to take a light card this week. Like FSU kind of raw dogged me last week. Not going to lie.
Yeah, that was tough.
Oh, bro, that's tough for all of us. And I put
that at the start of the game, you're like, oh my gosh, they're winning this game. They're winning this game. We got this. And then they just fell apart. So I don't have anything in this Clemson Syracuse game. I think Grant's right. If it does fall below 7 for the first half, if you get like 6.5, I do like that a lot.
Mm-hmm. I'll probably play that, but other than that, I'm not playing that game.
Okay, sweet. Moving on. See, we're going quick here. This might be the game of the week. UCLA at Oregon. Oregon minus 6.5 against the undefeated UCLA Bruins. Over under is 70.5. I'll start it off here. This line just screams. Take Oregon. You have to take Oregon here.
I literally, before we got on, I read an article from that Patrick Everson guy on Twitter. He said like all the publics on UCLA, all the sharps are on Oregon. So it's like,
And this will be I'm on Oregon -6.5. Little dose unit play, dose, a little Spanish for you, and over 70.5.
ooh,
Oh
that's a
man,
lot of points.
A
Carter.
lot of points. That's a one unit play. Just Uno units.
That's wild, Carter. I mean, I'm with you guys. It's at UCLA though, right?
Nope. Autzen.
Oof. Then yeah, like if it's in Autzen, you can't bet against Oregon and Autzen. They are deadly at home. They're a different team. I promise you, that team is completely different.
Every Pac-12 team is different at home.
And we
saw with Utah last week.
We literally called that game to a team.
We called the Utah, because even Connor kept asking, "What do we do in this Utah game? What do we do?" And both of us just kept saying, "Weird things happen in Salt Lake City. Just stay away, stay away."
And the refs were
weird things happen because USC covered.
Yep.
But Utah won. That just explains that perfectly. But yeah, exactly. I'm on Oregon -6.5 for 2 units, over 70.5 for 1.
This is a stay away game for me. I'm not playing this game.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. I don't think I'm going to play anything. If I were, it'd probably be Oregon though.
Also, now that I'm on Pacific time this weekend, Pacific time kind of sucks.
No. Oh my gosh, Carter, I would kill to live in Pacific time. NFL games starting at 10?
Mountain time's the go.
Oh.
Mountain time's the go.
Big Mountain time's the go.
Mountain time is so dope, dude, because college football 10 a.m. That's you get enough sleep. Soccer at 4:30 in the morning here. If you're a soccer guy, this is not sustainable here. 9 a.m. for college football. 9 a.m. Are you high?
Dude, but see, I get up at like 8:30 or whatever.
I need an hour. I need an hour just to think and really process, because if I wake up at 8:30, I'm gonna scramble bet.
I'll say that's what it is. Carter needs an inspirational bet. He gets he starts receiving those plays and it starts formulating. And I'll just get fast texts before every game to Carter's what do you think about this? What do you think about this? I'm like, ooh, I kind of like this. I kind of like this. I don't like that. It's we have to have that dialogue. We have to be able to have someone to ground you a little bit. Carter.
Grant talks me out of quite a few. I would be down tremendously, down hard.
We got each
if
other.
It wasn't for Grant.
Because Carter for sure gives the spicy plays too. So there's some spice that we play. There's some spice we don't touch. It's a little too hot, a little too spicy. So you do need that time to kind of stay grounded and know where you're at in that hour moment, like you said before the game. So I'm with you, bro. It's
I'm like Jameis Winston, out here. One game you might get 450 yards, 5 touchdowns, one interception though. There's always one interception. It's never a perfect game. Sometimes I'm gonna throw 3 pick sixes. Last week I threw 3 pick sixes. It's okay. It happens.
Bounce back, baby.
Bounce back. Quarterback. You're good.
All right. Moving on. Let's do Mississippi State at Bama. Bama -21 coming off the loss against Tennessee. Over under 61. I'll be honest here. If I was going to play something, I would do the over. The over seems kind of easy, even though 61 is a lot of points. I'm just going to stay away because this might just be one where just Bama rolls.
Yeah, you have to think they're coming out hot here. And you can look at Saban on the sideline. I mean, those poor defensive backs, they had a tough practice on Monday. So stay away from me. But if anything, maybe Grant, Alabama first half.
No, I'm not touching that game. I'm not touching that game. If I was going to take anything, I think I actually would take the points, but y'all know me betting against Bama. I don't like it. There is the phrase, though. What is this? What do they say when every time there's an Alabama loss, a lot of single moms lose their electricity on their house? Is that accurate? Have we checked that out? I don't know if that's true or not. It's just something I've heard, but I'm hoping that more.
This is what happens when we hit record at 12:30.
Y'all haven't heard that? A lot of single moms lose their electricity all of a sudden when there's a Bama.
I think I heard that. I think I just heard that from you. I think you're the only person to tell me that.
I'm telling you, man, that's a thing. So I'm hoping no more moms lose their electricity this next weekend. So I'm hoping they come out firing. It's too many points, but if anything, like I said, I actually would lean the 21, but again, I just can't bet this game.
I would if it's available, maybe a Jahmyr Gibbs 2 touchdown prop. It's probably plus 150, plus 200. I know it's not great odds, but he is so nasty, man. He is so nasty. All right. No one's got anything in that game. I like this. We're moving quick. Kansas State at TCU. TCU minus 3.5 over and under 53.5. This game is weird.
You said TCU at Kansas State?
Say what?
You said it's TCU at Kansas State or the other way around?
Kansas State at TCU.
At TCU. Okay.
I'm going to give them a round of applause. Round of applause. TCU's season is amazing. One loss, nothing to be ashamed of because they're probably going to lose this game here. They have not seen a quarterback like Adrian Martinez, and they can score. TCU can score, sure, but their defense, are they going to be able to contain Martinez enough?
Whoa. Really sit there, really process that sentence you just said.
Yeah, Martinez, he's a good quarterback.
Adrian Martinez.
Nebraska.
They haven't seen
legit with K-State for sure.
I know what you're saying, but
everything. I honestly
Kansas quarterback isn't bad.
In this game, just give me the points, bro. That's what I would lean. I actually might make this a play just because I do like K-State's attack, even though it isn't at TCU, but I'm with Dylan on this one. I for sure lean K-State in this game. Give me the 3.5.
I kind of like the over. Shocker.
No surprise.
Yeah, shocker.
What's the number?
Okay, well, 53.5.
Ooh, I kind of like that too.
But hear me out here. 97% of the bets are on the under.
I like it even more.
97.
What's up with that?
18% of the money is on the over. So a little 15% difference there.
That seems odd.
Yeah, a little sketch. That's I'm gonna put that one in the tickler file. But yeah, I don't have much. I don't have much to add on this game, to be honest. This is these games are weird because it feels like Kansas State is gonna win though, doesn't it?
I think
TCU
can win the game. Yeah,
TCU had a good ride. Like I said, one loss. Big 12, nothing to be ashamed of. Nothing to be ashamed of. But it kind of comes to a stop here.
Okay, let's move on. Run through these last few really quick. Texas at Oklahoma State. Texas minus 6.5, over 60.5. I kind of like Texas here.
Yep. First half, especially, boys. This is your first. This is a.
You're addicted. You're addicted.
Bro. How many Texas first half plays have already hit this year? It's like 90.
Last week did not hit, right?
I didn't bet it last week. Yeah, I didn't play. I didn't use this to play last week. But
okay, all right. Then fair is fair.
It's
3.5.
Yeah. Okay. So 3.5. I had it originally at 3. I've already put some money on 3, but I'll take it still at 3.5.
I'll ride that.
I like that first half play, bro. I like how Texas comes out every game, even though I think it is at Oklahoma State, right?
Yeah, but I think a lot of people are going to be on Oklahoma State as well. I'm gonna take Texas first half with you.
Nice. It's been a cash cow this year. Just so y'all understand.
It's supposed to be windy, I think, for this game. So naturally, I would lean under, but I'm not.
Ooh, that makes me love Texas even more.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like 20-mile-per-hour winds. I'm pretty sure.
Ooh, Robinson, little Robinson prop there. He's gonna get like 150,000 yards. Ooh, Texas. I might play Texas full game. Yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, like I said, we're moving quick here. Ole Miss at LSU. LSU is minus 2.5, the 7th ranked. Ole Miss Rebels are 2.5 dog at Baton Rouge. 3:30 CBS kickoff. Over under is 67. And this LSU team burned me hard. And I'm back on LSU.
No, bro. So this is the classic rat line I think we talk about. Like, it feels like everyone, like, there's something odd here. Don't overthink this one. Ole Miss. I'm taking Ole Miss money line for 2 units.
Overthink this one.
I'm not overthinking this at all. I'm taking Ole Miss money line, 2 units this game. This is one of my bigger plays of the week.
See, but like last week, we thought USC was a rat line. And we all know what happened there.
I think
sometimes you just gotta go. I'm kind of with you, Carter. I think this line opened as Ole Miss being the favorite, maybe by a point or point and a half, and it got all the way to where it's at now. LSU with the win against Florida, not a bad win. I'm kind of with you, Carter. I won't play it, but I like LSU in this spot just because it moved like 3 or 4 points, and it shifted from a team being the underdog to a team being the favorite.
Yeah, the issue with my card this week, I have too many favorites, so that's why we need to get some dogs in here. But yeah, I'm gonna go LSU -2.5. I don't want to play the total. That's too many points. All right. Give me anybody have picks? Dylan, you I had to take an under this week, right? Since I lost the Bama Tennessee one.
Yeah, yes.
What is
And I'm going to give it to you now. This is 5-star biggest play of Saturday. Western Michigan, Miami under 44. A little under in the action. We're banking on some missed field goals, missed extra points. Yeah, welcome to the club, Karter. Yeah, both these offenses are heavily penalized, like 300 yards per game, which is not a lot in college football. Defenses only allowing like 350. It's lots of turnovers. Both these teams commit lots of turnovers, and on defense they force a lot of turnovers. So it's going to be this game might be played between the 30-yard lines for a big portion.
The MAC is just so weird though, because like there could be like 3 scooping scores. That's how weird the MAC is.
Yeah, I don't think the whole defensive turnovers, forcing turnovers, is not really is that normally bowed under 100% of the time?
From the office of Dylan Wilkerson, that stat does help the under. Unless I'm on the over, then it helps the over.
There we go. All right, well, I have to put a unit on it. That's fair. Fair is fair.
I can just go through my card real quick.
Run through it.
Minnesota +4. This is ultimate sandwich spot for Penn State. Michigan, then Ohio State with Minnesota in the middle. It's like those thin Oreos, you know? You got the little cream in the middle for a little tiny game, and then you got the big cookies.
Yep.
South Carolina +3.5. SMU +3. Iowa +29. That's to complete a middle I have with Ohio State. Rutgers -3. Northern Illinois -3. Florida International +14.5 and money line for half a unit. And that's it.
Grant, go.
Both of mine have already been used. So Texas first half -3.5. Now that the line shifted a little bit. Again, I had it at 3. And then the 2 unit on Ole Miss money line. You guys have talked me out of even touching UCLA with the points. That was one of my leans, but I'm not going to take it because of you guys. And yeah, those are my plays. That's it. Small card.
Small card for me this week as well. I'm going LSU -2.5, fading Grant. Oregon -6.5, over 70.5 in that game as well. Gonna a little double dip in that one. And then Texas first half. I think I already said that. And then I need a dog this week, and I have to ride Dylan's under. I am going to play BYU this week. BYU bounce back. BYU, they've gone 5 straight weeks not covering. I've stayed away from BYU almost every single week except Notre Dame. We will cover this week. So BYU -7 added. I need one dog. Dylan, help me out with a dog.
Florida International +14.5 against Charlotte. Charlotte's defense worst in the country.
Add it. Oh, FIU's bad.
Charlotte's worse. I promise.
I know that Charlotte secondary has to be the worst in the country. Man, FIU is bad. But all right, I'll add FIU +14.5. And then I need your guys' help real quick. I'm going to Stanford, Arizona State. I have to have something on this. Stanford -2.5 at home, over under 53.5. Whatever the podcast says, I do.
Stanford, did they beat Notre Dame last week, or was that 2 weeks ago?
I think it was last week. Yeah.
I would take Arizona State just going off of like maybe people are going to overreact to Stanford beating Notre Dame.
1 p.m. Pacific time kickoff. Don't know if that has anything to do with it.
I lean Stanford.
What's the total?
53.5.
Under.
I'm going.
You can root for red zone turnovers. I'm telling you, Karter, it's fun, man. It's fun.
Dylan's opened my eyes to the how you guys second, third level like find joy in the unders, and it's been the red zone turnovers. That's what it's been. I'm like, man, so that's where the fun. That's where you find the fun. It's very interesting. It's intriguing. It's like
it's electric though when you get that red zone turnover. I can't lie.
Oh, fourth down stop. Red zone stop on fourth down. Like, I mean, oh my gosh, there's nothing more fun than good punting.
I'll hold off. I'll tweet out a play in that one. Let's do the podcast parlay. Only a three-way parlay this week.
Only a 3-way, so it's much more likely to hit, right?
Yeah, it just will hit. That's the thing.
That's how they go.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I'm putting my Texas first half play on there then because
that's fine.
Because my other big play is the Ole Miss money line. I don't want to go contradicting each other on that one.
Dylan,
I think I would do Western Michigan, but we're too invested in that, me and you at this point. We'll go my second favorite play that I actually forgot to say. Purdue, Wisconsin under 52.
I
Nice.
don't
I
hate
like
that. I like that.
actually
I
do
like that. And then, we have I'm scrolling through here. I don't want to use something I've already played right now. These games
Akron,
are
Kent State
bad.
over 68.
That's a lot of points.
But you were just telling me about Maction, scooping scores and Lottie
68
D's
in
and
the
stuff.
match. But like 68, dude. Come on. Come on.
Akron or like Kent State in Ohio last week scored like 140 points. But Ohio's very bad. So
I'm gonna go Duke Miami over 58.
Okay.
Duke Miami over 58.
Yeah.
Texas first half -3.5. And then what was yours, Dylan? Oh, under 52.5. Purdue, Wisconsin.
52.
We got a
All right,
favorite over under. That's perfect.
All right, that's our podcast parlay this week. It is Duke Miami over 58. Texas first half -3.5. And then Wisconsin Purdue under 52.5. I actually really like this one this week. I like this one. This one feels, you know immediately when it feels right.
It feels right, bro.
All right, we ready for the NFL?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do the NFL now. Real quick, before we start the NFL, Christian McCaffrey traded to the 49ers. We're gonna. It's too late. It's too late for me to process this. Long day of traveling, day of hell. Let's be honest. I don't even know what to think about right now. I saw the draft compensation. It's like a second, third, fourth, and fifth round pick for him getting off the contract. I'm honestly not upset by it. Clean house.
Yeah, go ahead, Dylan.
Well, yeah, I was curious to hear your opinion because the picks themselves didn't seem great. And I think the 49ers, those are picks they got from like either trades or I saw something about coaching or something. So, but also McCaffrey's been very injury prone. I mean, the last 2 or 3 years, he's not been reliable at all. So it seems like you're not too upset about it.
No, we're not going to go anywhere with him, and we need to get off that contract. We got other holes to fill that are bigger. You can find a decent running back, man.
That's what it feels like to me. It feels like both sides kind of won. It feels like it's an upgrade for both sides. Like you said, like it doesn't feel like a blatant, because there's some trades where like, bro, this team got like absolutely like boat raced on that trade. Like it's an awful trade. For
yeah,
them.
the Seahawks,
yeah,
Seahawks
Jets,
Broncos.
Bro. With my Jets too, bro.
Yeah.
Seahawks did what to the Broncos did what the Jets did to the Seahawks. Yeah, put it that way. But yeah, with the Jamal Adams trade, right? Where they got Elijah Vera Tucker and then also Breece Hall now, which is turning out to be an amazing haul for what they got from Jamal Adams. So, but no, I feel like it's a good side for both sides. Like you said, the picks are needed, right? You're in full rebuild mode at this point. Get rid of that contract, like you said, like the premium position what running back is, like it's not as much a premium as it was. I think like obviously when McCaffrey's coming out, so you're dumping that contract. You're getting into a position where you can find later, not too crazy. Second round, you can still find a ton of value, right? Like obviously Breece Hall was picked in the second round. So like you can still get a top tier running back. You can still get a top tier, certain players. Like I think it's a good side for both. Now I think the 49ers are pretty scary, man, with that offense. I mean, that's just adds a whole nother level of being dynamic. And Deebo Samuel doesn't have to be used as a running back as much anymore. So I think he won as well.
Does McCaffrey play Sunday?
I think he can, right? Because they didn't have a Monday night game. Or yeah, I think he can, right?
He can. I read somewhere on Twitter, I don't know if it's reliable or not, that he could be included in some red zone packages for some limited use. I don't think they're going to go full.
I will be at that game. I will be there.
Let's go.
You should wear your Panthers McCaffrey jersey if you have one.
I'm wearing a Panthers. I know. I'm in San Francisco. First time ever. Literally within 30 minutes, Christian McCaffrey traded. Homeless lady screaming at us in a pizza parlor. I'm getting the full San Francisco experience.
Bro, I'll never forget my only experience at Panther Stadium, dude, in Charlotte with my brother. The guy, it was Zach Wilson's his debut that was his first game as a rookie, was against the Panthers. And a guy came up to me and screamed in my face, Sam Darnold was better than Zach Wilson. So I'll never forget those words, those wise words.
Jury's still out on that. Sam Darnold is coming back. So like,
oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, push the brakes on that. That guy wasn't crazy. No, dude, you love your Luke Kuechly moms, dude. It's Carolina Panthers.
The hashtag keep pounding mottos always cracks me up.
Keep pounding, dude. Let's go. Sam Mills, baby. Anyhow, No, but this is the right move for the Panthers. They're finally like, that's the one thing I really appreciate. Like when like Danny Ainge takes over an NBA franchise, you're either going for the championship or you're just you're building a championship roster. You can't be in no man's land. That's what all Carolina sports are. They're in no man's land. The Hornets are going to be the 11 seed, the 12 seed in the East. I hope they're like the 14th, 15th though. I want to be in the Victor Wembanyama stakes. I want to be in the Bryce Young stakes in the NFL. I don't want this bulk crap that we deal with every single year of just barely missing the playoffs, winning enough games to where we have an okay draft pick, but for not good enough to get the top level talent of the draft that we need. And at the end of the day, you're not going to win football games if you don't have a quarterback. And I'll say this last thing, and then we'll move on to our picks and everything. If we do get the right quarterback in here, add a couple more weapons, they'll have the cap space to sign a linebacker or maybe a solid wide receiver. Getting rid of Robbie Anderson was a dream come true. I can't believe anybody took that guy. The Cardinals are insane. But anyhow, if they do that, this team is in a good position. The defense is legit solid. The offensive line is actually really good now. Ike Ekwonu is the second-rated offensive tackle in football. Brady Christensen has been he's been a little above average. He hasn't been great, but he's been above average. I mean, for a third-round pick going into a second year playing in the position he's not comfortable playing, he's playing pretty solid. F-line playing way better. Moton playing way better. This offensive line's there. Just got to get a quarterback, and this team's legit. And Bryce Young's that guy. I'm 100% on the Bryce Young train.
I'm hoping it for you, Karter, because I feel like the Falcons are exactly what you just mentioned. Like they're in that no man's land. Like I don't
know about all that. I would think I would rather be in the Falcons position because this is fun, dude. Falcons fans are having the time of their life. If you get to bet on your team every week and win,
there's no actual like opportunity like to go far in the postseason as a Falcons fan. Like there's no way.
Man, but going to the playoffs, man, like, gosh, I miss the playoffs. Like, but you're right, it is no man's land. Like you got to tank. You just have to tank. You have to do a full on tank mode, and then. This is a team we're going to talk about right now who did the full tank mode. They don't look that bad. They looked bad in recent weeks, but they've looked pretty good now. I want to talk about the Giants-Jaguars game. This is the weirdest line of the week. Giants at Jacksonville. Jacksonville -3, over under 43. I'm on Jacksonville. Jacksonville is my favorite play this week.
I'm with you on Jacksonville. It's not my favorite play of the week, but like
it should be. It should be.
The Giants.
They're not. The Giants are not good. And this Jags defense is going to expose Daniel Jones. They're going to stop Saquon Barkley. I'm telling you, the Jags are going to wipe them this game. And games are always weird in Florida in October. We all know this.
The Giants are just like Action Network has these luck ratings, man, and they're number one, and it's not even relatively close between 1 and 2. It's like they've pulled all these games out of their butt, and you at the end of the day it comes down to winning, and if you can win, that's really all it takes in this league. But are they winning in a sustainable fashion? No, that's just the answer. They're not, because they can't pass the ball. They got to rely on Saquon, who's had a history of injury, fluke plays on special teams. I don't know. I'm not big on the Giants. I'm not buying into the hype train. I'm on Jacksonville, and I'm on the under on this game. It's one of my that's probably I don't hate that. More. I mean, none of these teams can pass. They're both averaging almost like less than 5 pass yards per attempt, and I mean they both can run fine. But you know what happens when you run? The clock just keeps ticking.
Yeah, and I also like Travis Etienne to have a big game. There's a big game boiling up in him, and I think that happens Sunday. I'm going to be taking some of his props. I'm all over the Jacksonville Jaguars this week.
I kind of like it, boys. I mean, me and Chad were doing some deep dive into basically turnover margin. The Giants are like one of the top 3 or 5 teams in turnover margin this year, but the most of their turnovers they're getting are off fumbles. 7 fumbles of I think it's 1 pick. So we're talking about I think fumbles are more an indication of luck, like you said, Dylan, than anything else. Especially recovering those fumbles, it's a crapshoot, just the way the ball bounces. So I think you guys are right in the sense of I think they are getting more lucky than they should be getting. And like you guys said, I'm not sold on the whole Daniel Jones thing. I'm not sold on the fact that this team is completely different with not that much talent added. There are some pieces for sure added, but it's definitely not that's not like what the Jets had, right? When they had a ton of influx in the first round talent, right? In all different positions. So this seems, like you said, a fool's gold type situation. Vegas is trying to warn you. So I'm with you guys. Like I am going to be putting somebody on Jacksonville, which scares me because we're all on that one.
Okay, real quick. Do we just want to go through every single game? Because I was just going to say run through picks, but do we just do a brief thing on every single game? Because it feels like we're going to end up talking about every single game.
I can keep it to 10 seconds each game.
Nice.
All right,
Let's do it. That.
Some of these games we can go a little longer. Let's get a 10-second game out of the way. Buccaneers at the Carolina Panthers. Buccaneers minus 12.5. That one's going to go up to 14 by the time this podcast comes out. Over-under's 39.5. Whatever you do, if you're going to take Carolina plus 14, just don't expect to win. Like, I know you're trying to be sharp. You're trying to be fade the public guy. Just stop. Like, I don't like Brady with big numbers against good defenses. It's not, but stay away. Stay away. They let PJ Walker throw the ball past 10 yards twice on Sunday. So stay away. Anything on that game, guys?
I'll keep it to 5 seconds. Divisional home underdog. It's hard to pass that up. I get that's the Panthers. That's hard, Carter. Double digit underdog.
Oh, yeah. You got to pick up Dante Foreman in your fantasy leagues, everybody. Dante Foreman.
Already did. I'm not even kidding. I already did. Already happened.
I'm trying to do it right now. We're going to do it live here. Let's see here.
Whoa,
Dante
wait a
Foreman.
second. He played for Tennessee last year. He was actually decent for Tennessee last year.
He's going to be RB1, boys.
Dante Foreman is not available.
Carter, you should have done that one earlier, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, I was dealing with the homeless lady at a pizza parlor, so that's not my fault.
If you saw pizza, you like.
Grant, you don't have anything on this one, right?
No, sir.
All right, moving on. This is a weird line this week. The undefeated against the spread Atlanta Falcons at the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals minus 6.5, over under 47.5. To be honest, I think I might just go over here.
Bro, they burned us in the past, but I'm with you. I'm rolling with that play. I don't know how to bet the
Well, yeah. That's one thing we need to talk about. That over was rigged last week. That was bull crap. Bro. 10 minutes left in the third quarter. 35 minutes into the game, they had 25 minutes left to hit a field goal. We had 44.5 on that. 0 points for that long, for whatever. I'm past it. Because that's what I'm going to go back this week, go back into the well.
Going back into the well, dude.
Yep. Dig a deeper hole for, going to the tank. We're going to tank like the Panthers. Over 47.5.
Falcons games, man. Like they're crazy. They're honestly crazy how they play. I don't know.
So wacky. But I'm going to go over 47.5. I want to stay away from the spread because I don't know if there's ever been a team to go 7-0 against the spread.
True.
That's tough. And I think this Bengals team is legit, but it's just too close to that 7. Like, I don't know. It just kind of makes me nervous. I'm not too into this game.
Okay. I love it. Moving on. Packers at the Commanders. Green Bay minus 4.5, over under 41. I don't have much on this one. Dylan, I feel like you do.
I love the Commanders here, and I do feel like it might be a bit of a spot where everybody's going to start selling the Packers. But I'll be honest, in my honest opinion, Heineke is an upgrade from Wentz. He's worth 100%. At least a point or two, and the line moved exactly like that. So I like the Commanders here. I got it at 5.5. I would take it down to a field goal. I think it's at 4.5 now.
4.5. Yep.
Yeah, I like Commanders here.
Perfect. Dylan or Grant, anything on this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna fade Dylan on this one, but only front half. You know what I'm saying? The first half. I'm gonna take the first half. As long as it's under 3 points, I'm taking Green Bay first half on this one.
It's 2.5 and 3, depending on where you get it.
Yeah. So either or, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take it for a unit. I do. Like I said, at a certain point, I just gotta expect this offense to kind of click at some point. I mean, I don't know if it's like fool's gold, just expect that, but I feel like at some point, and why not be the Commanders? They said, why not the Jets last week, but we all knew that wasn't going to happen. So why not the Commanders?
Indianapolis at Tennessee. Tennessee minus 2.5, over under 42. These Tennessee Indianapolis games are the weirdest games to touch. Wacky stuff happens. I'm going to stay away.
I don't know. I'm trying not to be a fan. This game could be 7-3, or it could be like 38-24. Like, it could be
exactly what I'm saying. Like, it's just the craziest thing.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Jonathan Taylor back.
Tennessee's secondary is so bad. I took Tennessee minus 2.5. I think it's because I'm a fan, because I like those road divisional dogs, but I'm just riding with them this week.
I'm with you. I'm leaning also Tennessee in this game too with you, Dylan. I think I'm actually going to take him for a unit. So I'm riding with you, man, just so you know.
Go Titans.
I love it. All right, this game, Detroit at Dallas. Dallas minus 7, over under 49. Dak is back. I feel like this is going to be a trendy pick. I don't know. It might be public. I haven't looked, but I like the Lions plus 7 here. It's hard not to like the Lions plus 7 here. They're looking rough lately, if we're being honest. They're looking a little rough. But coming off a bye, coming back, regrouping, Dan Campbell, greatest coach of all time, possibly. And I think this is a classic spot, Grant. We talk about this where whenever a player gets hurt, you kind of like, okay, well, you still bet that team because then they always, for some reason, they just win. Like everyone overestimates when one player gets hurt. I think this is the kind of like the fade that where when Dak Prescott comes back, everyone's gonna be like, oh, Dallas is going to be so good. Yep. This Detroit team can keep up with them. I think they can. I think they need to stay within 7 points.
I'm with you, man. Like that's the only bet here. I for me, it's a stay away. But if I had to play, I think it's Lions. I'd lean the Lions plus 7.
I'm with you guys. I don't hate the logic there with Dak coming back. The public and everybody, they really tend to over exaggerate and give a lot of weight to injuries and people coming back from injuries. Yep. And I don't know. I do like the Lions here.
The Titans with Jonathan Taylor coming back, but Titans Colts games, I just can't say it enough how weird they are. So
they're gross.
Stay away from me. Cleveland at Baltimore. Baltimore minus 6.5. Over under 45.5. I don't really have anything on this game, man. It's kind of a kitchen sink game for Baltimore. I lean over just because Browns give up so many points, but Baltimore kind of has to win this game. This locker room situation is weird. Everyone's going to Twitter. Rashad Bateman tweeting out LOL. Marlon Humphrey doing the stupid Albert Einstein insanity quote. It's weird in Baltimore right now, man.
I like Baltimore here. And again, divisional away dog in Cleveland. I don't know why I'm going away from it when I know it works so well.
Plus 6.5 is our number 2.
I know. I have a small play on that. Big play, 3-unit play. Over 45.5. I love the over here. Both
overs on the card.
Both teams are scoring over 2 points a drive. The Baltimore Ravens defense is just atrocious. I mean, it is so bad. And, the Browns can't defend the run. That's whether it's the quarterback or the running back, it doesn't matter. So I'm all about the over here. Both teams have proven they can score points. And the Ravens have yet to prove that they can stop anybody. So
yeah, I'm with you guys. If I leaned anything, I definitely would have leaned stay away from either of the spread, but you guys might have convinced me to take the over. So I might be dabbling in that.
All right, this one should be quick. Houston at Las Vegas. Las Vegas minus 7, over under 45.5. Gross. That's all I'll say. It's just gross. You want to take Vegas here because if they lose this game, playoffs are out of the picture for them. So it's a must win for them. But I think everybody thinks they're a must win. So you're kind of doing that little dance in your head where you're like, maybe they stay within the 7. It gets weird. I'm just not going to touch it. And I want to tease. I want to tease the Raiders. I do. I don't think I can tease the Raiders. I think that's a no-no.
No, I don't know. You touch this one.
I like the Texans. I haven't taken it yet, but
you weren't lying when you said you had a pick on every game.
Yeah, you're so right. The Raiders, there's no reason they should be a touchdown favorite to anybody. You can't point to one single thing they've done this season and you would say, oh, they're touchdown favorite to, even if it is the Texans. They at least have a good running back. They have a good running game. Davis Mills is bad, but I don't know. I would lean the Texans here.
New York Jets at the Denver Broncos.
Let's go.
Low key, best game of the week.
Definitely up this game because of
at Denver, -1 for the Broncos. Over under is 38. How gross is that? 38 points.
Yeah.
To be honest, in this one, man, I hate to say it, and I've been right on the Broncos every week now. Kind of lean the Broncos here.
I don't
going to
hate
stay
it.
away. But
I don't hate it. So here's the problem: is Russ is playing, right? He sounds like he's playing.
Should be.
To me, that's almost a benefit to the Jets of how bad they've been playing. Though, straight up, like they are statistically the worst offense in the NFL. Now, in vice versa, they have the best pass defense in the NFL. So you're talking about Zach Wilson going up against the best pass defense in the NFL. Don't love that spot. I don't.
So should we take Zach Wilson to throw a pick? Emotional hedge there.
That should be almost a guarantee. But no, I mean, here's the thing, guys. Back to back, you just went and played an emotional game at Lambeau, right? You won 3 in a row now. There's a slip up in there somewhere. I still, obviously, for sentimental reasons, I'm going to ride the Jets. I have money on it. The money line, I took the money line when they were plus 2.5, so I'm like plus 115 or something like that, or plus 120. But I'm riding the Jets, but I don't hate the logic with the with Denver being able to like either figure out an offense, because if they figure out at all, they're going to be a solid team. But man, their offense stinks right now. They're terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, they're pretty garbage, and that Jets defense does swarm people. Quinn Williams is disgusting.
That defense is good. I will say this: if they can't get their offense going against other teams, I don't really see it sparking this week against the Jets. The defense is low key disgusting. They're really good, especially with Sauce Gardner on the edge there. DJ Reed, they're good. They're solid. So I think it's just gonna be a slugfest, like a field goal palooza, basically just field goals back and forth if they do get, between the 30s or the 40s or whatever. So, like I said, I could totally see the Broncos pulling out like a last second field goal to win the game. Because to be honest, here's the thing, guys. Think about this. Herbert threw for almost 60 times, averaged only 4 yards per attempt, throwing almost 60 times in the game. He had 0 touchdown passes, and they would have either lost that game or tied that game if it not had been for a fumble punt. So it's not like even Herbert they threw almost 60. You can't throw against his deep, straight up, they're not allowing it. So it's going to be a ton of ground and pound. I think that's why the over under is so low. Both teams are just going to run the hell out of the ball. Yeah, I'm on the Jets. Sorry, long story short.
It sounds like you might like the under, Grant. I'm hearing a lot of under talk over here.
If I had to bet it over under, even with that low number, I would bet the under. That's all I'm going to say. Because Zach Wilson is going to struggle against his defense. They were shut out last year. And again, it's a completely different team. It's not the same thing whatsoever. Kid's a lot better than he was before. But yeah, I mean, with the statistically worst offense in Denver, plus you have Zach Wilson going to play the best pass defense, it's a recipe for literally like a 13-10 game.
I love the sound of that.
Are you on anything?
Yeah, I have a Jets plus 3.5 from early on. At this point right now, though, if you like the Broncos, and I'm not suggesting this, but if you like the Broncos, I would take them now before we get official word about Russell Wilson, because it very well could go back up to 3, not because it's the correct, is he worth that many points? I don't know, but people are just going to bet up the Broncos once they hear Wilson's back. So if you like the Broncos, I'd get them now. I wouldn't suggest it, but if you like them.
I'm going to stay away. I'm not going to be able to watch this game. I'm going to be at the next game we're going to talk about, the Kansas City Chiefs at Christian McCaffrey's San Francisco 49ers. Chiefs are -2 on the road, coming off a loss against Buffalo. San Francisco coming off a loss against the Falcons. Over under 49. I don't know where to go this game. It seems like the Chiefs -2 is almost too easy, and I still just might go with it. I know it's the easy play. I know it's the, it's the one Vegas wants you to take, but I just have to.
This is the game of the week, Karter, by the way.
This is the what?
This is the game.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I the over-under is a little weird. I think I have to go Chiefs here.
I want to see what the line does now with the addition of Christian McCaffrey. People might bet it not knowing he's really not going to have that much of an impact. And it might shift
if it goes down to like a -1 or a pick 'em.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
I'm hoping the public just hammers it, like you said, with Dylan mentioning that he might only be in red zone packages, thinking like he's going to have more contribution than he does. So I'm hoping that happens.
I'm on the Chiefs. I hate to do it again, week after week, because I had them last week and it just was awful. So, but I'm back on them. I'm not big on the 49ers. I have not been big on the 49ers since last year, which might be stupid because they made it to the playoffs and all that jazz. But I'm on the Chiefs here.
I love it. Moving on. All right, let's run through these last few games. These are terrible.
The NyQuil's kicking in.
Yeah, It's getting a little blurry in here
About to
for
get some
your
over
boy.
from Dylan, bro. That's what that means.
Yeah, we're gonna get some. All of a sudden, Dylan on NyQuil is like, I love over 72.5 and UTSA. He's like, I love over in the Bears Patriots game. Seahawks at the Chargers. Chargers -5 over under 50. Let's steamroll through this. Anything in this one?
Nothing.
I completely zoned out.
Nothing for me, Carter, on that one.
Oh, Chargers Seahawks. I got the Seahawks at 7. Woke up like last week or whatever, and nothing now. 5.5 or whatever it's at isn't good.
Yeah, I lean probably over, but gonna stay away because I can't watch the game once again. Pittsburgh at Miami, Sunday night game, maybe the worst Sunday night game you could ever imagine. Dolphins -7 with Tua back, over under 44.5. I like the over. I'm on the over.
Give me the Dolphins. Overreaction from the Steelers win.
Yeah, that's true.
Ugh.
That's true. I don't hate that.
Tua
Is Mitch playing or is Kenny Pickett playing?
Ooh, I don't know. I think for some reason I think it's Kenny.
All right. Well,
There's a stay
sounds
away.
good there.
I lean Steelers with the points.
There we go. Let's move on. Chicago at New England. New England -8 over under 39.5. Real quick, we need to talk about this one, Dylan. We were so dead on about Mac Jones being worse than Bailey Zappi.
Oh.
Everyone's like, there's not a quarterback controversy in New England. There absolutely should be because Bailey Zappi's. There shouldn't be actually because Bailey Zappi's clearly better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%.
He opens up this offense so much more than Mac could. Mac has cinder blocks for feet.
We've been saying the center block feet, bro. He really does.
We've been saying this since the draft when we were doing the 2020 pods, Grant. 2 years ago. I can't do math.
We literally have been. We've been on this Mac Jones. He's not as good as everybody thinks he is. It's for sure a system quarterback, right? Like greatest system of all time, greatest coach of all time. Like, bro, he had every advantage, and you're seeing that Zappy can actually doing it. And I'm like, bro, this kid is a rookie and he's outperforming you. So like, yeah, I'm with you guys. I definitely I would ride the hot hand of Zappy all day, baby. Give me zippity zappity.
I think Mac Jones is playing.
Yikes.
So Patriots -8's a lot of points.
On the other side, Carter.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Justin Fields, bro. I don't know how they. I can't take this.
I genuinely, I know it's prime time. Everyone's like, you have to take something in prime time. Nope. We're gonna do the smart thing. No,
you can't.
Dylan, I swear, if you say like I love Justin Fields over 3.5 touchdowns.
No, yeah, right. You think I'd say that being a Ohio State hater?
Can I bet him to miss a wide open tight end in the end zone?
That's -7,000.
I like the Patriots here, and I think it's a great time to get them because towards like kickoff, I think we're going to see it get up to a point to where it's going to be like a teaser killer. Like maybe it might, honestly, I can see it getting up to like 10 or something. That way you tease it down. You're only getting 3 and you're not getting within that field goal. So if you like the Patriots, I'd say get it now.
Okay. I'm going to run through my picks real quick. Jags -3, Falcons Bengals over 47.5. Nothing in Titans. I like the Lions +7, but I'm not going to make it an official play yet. Nothing Carolina, nothing actually over 45.5 Browns Ravens. And then that's going to be the Chiefs, just waiting for that line to see where it goes. And that's all I have. I'm proud of myself. That's all I have. And nope, I lied. Steelers Dolphins over. Lied. And then I'm going to tweet out, follow me on Twitter at CarterB8. I'm going to tweet out all my anytime touchdown props.
Let's go.
These ones, it's going to be a spicy week. I have some ones cooking in the chamber right now.
That's
sitting in an airport for 19 hours today, whatever it was. I'm delirious right now. I don't remember how long it was. You get thinking. You get thinking about a guy like Travis Etienne anytime touchdown at +210.
Ooh,
yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's
go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Grant, run through your picks real quick.
All right, so I have the Falcons over with you guys because, again, we don't really know how to bet this Falcons team. Are they going to cover for 7th time? We don't know. Jets money line, like I said, I've already taken that earlier when they're +2.5. And then Green Bay first half -3 or -2.5, whatever the hell it is. I'm going to take either way against the Commanders. Those are my plays. Super easy.
I have way too many. Just follow me on the Action Network app and you can see all of them. I'm not reading all of them. It's like two for every game, one side, one total. I will give this little tidbit out though, and we talked about it in our group chat. Next week, you're going to see the Minnesota Vikings open at 7 or 7.5 point favorites against the Cardinals. What you're going to do is you're going to wait till Wednesday. That number, I'm going to personally guarantee that number gets down to 6 or 6.5. Hammer the Vikings. Hammer the Vikings. The Cardinals lose that game if it's not for the 2 pick sixes. Week 8, hammer the Vikings.
Have you seen the line that's available on Action right now? Action's lines are always not updated, man.
Yeah, it's a little goofy when you get to the early lines, but what does it say?
I see 6.5 on DraftKings.
Oh, that doesn't make me feel great.
So, I still love that.
Get the Vikings, baby.
Yeah, Vikings minus 6.5. Also next week, I'm seeing a little. Oh, never mind. Yeah, their odds are just wonky right now. All right, we got to do the NFL parlay and let's wrap this up. It's late, dog.
Very.
All right, we have a special since Connor's not here. We still have to make it a 4-way NFL parlay. That's the only way it wins. We have our man Brian. He wasn't able to come on tonight, but he has made a pick. Dylan's almost dead. We're losing Dylan here.
I'm good to go. You want to go over week 8 lines?
Let's go let's talk about under trends and primetime games, Dylan, for 3 more hours. We can do this till 4 a.m.
I'll get the blood flowing.
Get the blood flowing. Oh my goodness. All right, Brian said he wants either Jets +1 or Seahawks +5 added to the parlay. We have to choose which one.
Jets.
Give me Jets, baby. Yeah, give me
Jets.
the
Okay.
Jets.
All right.
Because I wasn't gonna use that as a play, but if Brian's on it, bro, we got the power of Brian behind us, bro. How can we lose now? 4 in a row.
Brian's pick is the Jets +1. Grant, give it to me. What's your pick?
The problem is Dylan's on the other side of it, but
Which one?
I'm still gonna do the Green Bay first half play.
Oh no, we're good there.
All right, I'm gonna take the Green Bay first half play. I like they've been good to me in the past. Green Bay first half plays, obviously different year, but let's see if they can't get done against the Commanders. I'm gonna take it either -2.5 or -3, whatever it is.
Dylan, give it to me.
Giants Jags under 42.5.
Okay, I'm in the same game. We're gonna have a little double dip on this one. I'm Jags -3. Jags -3. Jags -3 in the parlay. That's the NFL parlay this week. I love it,
bro. I kind of love that.
Will it let you do that? Will it let you do a side and total in the same game?
It should.
Okay.
It should.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody's got the same game parlay now. The NFL parlay this week is the New York Football Giants and the Jacksonville Jaguars under 43. Jacksonville -3. Green Bay Packers first half -2.5. And then Brian's pick, Jets +1 against the Denver Broncos. We failed last week.
Jets, baby. Let's go.
We failed last week. We did fail last week. Cardinals was a bad pick, Connor. If you're listening to this, Cardinals bad.
Throwing shit at Connor. He's not here, bro. That's savage.
Yeah, dude. I think it's a UNC bye week this week, and I'm fading UNC. I'm taking the bye +15. I think they covered this week.
Oh, that was good.
Going against the Tar Heels one more time. Hey, shout out Duke +7. Duke +7.
That was huge. All my bad numbers cashed. Every single one. Oh, it was amazing.
Good teams win, great teams cover. That's what they say. All right, that'll do it from us. Check us out on TikTok, Instagram, all the social media. Check out cartercast.com, and that'll do it from us. Late Night Pod. Thank you, boys, for staying up with me, and that'll do it. See y'all next time. Bye.